Welcome back to Soundscape, where we uncover the stories behind the songs that didn't just top the charts. They changed the way the world listens to music. Today, we're diving into a song that crossed borders, languages, and cultures. A song that proved you don't need to understand the words to feel the music. This is the story of Despacito. Before 2017, the global pop charts had a very specific sound and a very specific language, English. Non-English songs would pop up here and there, but they rarely dominated. Latin music, for instance, had a massive, passionate audience, but it was often seen by the mainstream industry as niche, something for Spanish-speaking communities. Radio stations were hesitant to put it on heavy rotation. The unspoken rule was clear. If you wanted a true global hit, a song that everyone on the planet would know, it had to be in English. Then, a song came along that decided to challenge that rule slowly, Despacito. It didn't just break the rule, it completely rewrote the playbook, proving that a feeling, a rhythm, and a vibe could be more universal than any single language. To understand the magic of Despacito, you have to understand the two artists who created it. On one side, you have Luis Fonsi. For years, he was the king of Latin romantic pop. His music was known for being smooth, emotional, and melodic. He was the guy you'd listen to after a breakup, the voice behind countless heartfelt ballads. His brand was all about romance and tender feelings. On the other side, you have Daddy Yankee. He wasn't just a reggaeton artist, he was a reggaeton pioneer, foundational figure who helped bring the genre from the underground streets of Puerto Rico to the world. His music was raw, rhythmic, energetic, and unapologetically street-driven. These two artists came from completely different corners of the Latin music universe. So when they announced they were teaming up, it wasn't just another collaboration. It was a fusion. It was a bridge being built in real time between the worlds of sweet melodic romance and the raw, undeniable pulse of the street. And that bridge is where the magic of Despacito began. The creation of Despacito was incredibly deliberate. The song was written with a specific intention, not to rush, but to seduce the listener slowly. The title itself, Despacito, means slowly, and that wasn't just about a physical dance. It was about an emotional connection. The lyrics invite you in, suggesting closeness, intimacy, and a shared moment. It's a song about taking your time, about savoring the connection, not just rushing to the finish line. This idea was a stark contrast to a lot of pop music at the time, which was often about immediate gratification. Despacito chose a different path. It combined Fonsi's gentle, unforgettable melody with Daddy Yankee's infectious cants, sit still, reggaeton beat. Add to that the warm, inviting nature of Latin storytelling, and you had a perfect storm. It was a song you could feel in your heart and in your feet at the same time. This balance of sweet and spicy, of romantic and rhythmic, made the song absolutely irresistible to almost anyone who heard it. So how did this song actually explode? It didn't happen overnight. At first, Despacito spread organically the old-fashioned way, but supercharged by modern technology. It started getting heavy play on Latin radio stations. It became the go-to track in dance clubs from Miami to Madrid. And of course, it started taking over social media. People were sharing it, making dance videos to it, and singing along even if they had no idea what the words meant. And that's when something truly rare happened. The song broke containment. It escaped the Latin music category and started seeping into the global consciousness. People who didn't speak a word of Spanish were humming the melody and attempting the chorus. Then, the remix happened. When Justin Bieber heard the song in a nightclub and decided he wanted to be a part of it, he added a verse in English and joined Fonsi and Yankee on a new version. This remix acted like rocket fuel, launching the song into another stratosphere. But here's the key. By the time Bieber joined, the world was already listening. The remix didn't make Despacito a hit. It made an existing global hit even bigger. From there, it was unstoppable. Despacito hit #1 in dozens of countries, becoming one of the most streamed songs of all time and shattering YouTube viewing records, a title it held for years. More importantly, it dragged Spanish-language music from the sidelines and placed it squarely in the center of global mainstream pop. But why do we say it changed the world? Because its impact went far beyond just one song. Despacito changed the music industry in 3 powerful ways. First, it proved that language was no longer a barrier to global success. The song's emotion, its rhythm, its pure vibe, traveled much faster and further than the literal meaning of its words. It taught a whole generation of listeners that you do and need to translate a song to connect with it. Second, it redefined what it meant to be a Latin artist. Before Despacito, Latin artists often had to cross over by singing in English to reach a global audience. After Despacito, the world started crossing over to them. Artists like Bad Bunny, J Balvin, and Karol G became global megastars, singing almost exclusively in Spanish. They weren't crossing over, they were leading the conversation. Finally, Despacito proved the immense power of streaming and social media. It was on radio executives or record label CEOs in New York or London who decided this song was a hit. It was the world. Listeners from every corner of the globe, clicking, sharing, and streaming, collectively crowned Despacito as the song of the year, rewriting the rules of how a hit is made. Just look at the global charts today. They're filled with songs in different languages: Spanish, Korean, Portuguese, French. That door, which was once only slightly ajar for non-English music, was kicked wide open by Despacito. It served as a powerful reminder that music is a universal language, one that doesn't need translation because it speaks directly to our feelings, our bodies, and our souls. It's a language of rhythm and emotion. Despacito wasn't just a song. It was a cultural shift. It was a moment in time that changed how we listen and what we listen to. If this song ever made you dance or sing along to words you didn't fully understand, then you already know its power firsthand. Tell me in the comments, where were you the first time you heard Despacito? I'd love to read your stories. And don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell for more episodes of songs that changed a generation right here on Soundscape, where music meets meaning. Thanks for watching.